Welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up. We're glad you're here. You know we're the only channel that allows you to profit off the insider trading, insider knowledge of the hedge funds. Today is very special though. Guess who just filed their 13F? That's right, one of our favorites, Catherine Wood at ARK Invest. That's right, Cathie Wood at ARK Invest. Now, if you don't know what a 13F is, 13F is what every hedge fund, every investment fund has to file quarterly. So on that day when they file, that's exactly what they're holding. Now, Cathie Wood's a little different. ARK Invest is the company. They have 7 ETFs and they're actively managed. About $16 billion is what she manages. She's fairly transparent. In fact, you can go to her website and we will. And she gives you, in fact, you can subscribe to her newsletter. There's a newsletter that she has, a daily newsletter of her buys and sells. So very transparent. So a lot of times you kind of do know what she's holding as long as you keep track of it. But with the 13F, you know exactly what's going on as of today. And that's why I wanted to bring you. Now, understand, ARK Invest and Cathie Wood are very long-term. They have very big positions. So if you don't know who they are, here's their website. Let me just tell you from the beginning, I am heavily invested in my 401k in ARK Invest. I own a crap load of ARK Invest. Now, she has 7 ETFs, okay? ARK K, Q, W, G, and F, right? She is all about next generation internet, DNA sequencing, automation, energy storage, blockchain, aka Bitcoin. She's a big believer in Bitcoin. But here's what her ethos is basically this. ARK Innovation ETFs are for investors who are passionate about the future, believing that innovation is key to growth. Again, she's very, very long term. So I'm going to give you her top 20 positions in over her entire fund portfolio. Okay, so this includes all 7 actively managed ETFs. This is her top 20 positions. All right. Now, understand her first one is Tesla, TSLA. She has about 3.5 million shares, $1 billion position. She is a big believer in Tesla. Right? That's her first one. Her second one is Nvidia. She has 27.75 million shares. Third, Square, 5.83 million shares. That's SQ. Fourth largest holding is ROKU, or Roku, 3.95 million shares. Next up is CRSP, or CRISPR Therapeutics. Now, you probably know them. They're the gene editing tool that's revolutionizing biotech. She owns 8.48 million shares. Next up is Zillow, or the real estate tech. She owns 4.9 million shares there. Now, this one surprised me. I've seen it, but I don't specifically know exactly what it is. But it's called 2U Inc., or TWOU. TWOU, she owns 13.24 million shares. Next up is Teladoc, TDOC. Her number 9 holding is Tree, TREE, or Lending Tree. She owns 1.35 million shares. Her 10th largest holding is PRLB, or Pronto Labs. Pronto Labs, she owns 3 million shares. Number 11, she owns PSTG, that's Pure Storage, PSTG, 25 million shares. Next up is Slack Technologies, or WORK. She owns 14 million shares. Next up is a biotech, MCRB, or Series Therapeutics. She owns 12.29 million shares. Next up is Illumina, ILMN. She owns almost 1 million shares there. Next up is EDIT, or Editas Medicine, a biotech. She owns 10.67 million shares. Her 15th largest holding, or 16th largest holding, is PagerDuty, PG. She owns about 10 million shares there. Next up is CGen, or CompuGen, CGEN, owns 17 million shares. I believe that's a biotech as well. Number 18 is Spotify. Her 18th largest holding is Spotify, SPOT, 1.12 million shares. Next up is, I believe it's a biotech, Iovance. I could be saying that wrong. Not real familiar with them. 7.9 million shares. And finally, Pinterest is her 20th largest holding, PINS, with about 6 million shares. So there you have it. Again, she's very long term. If you don't know who Cathie Wood and ARK Invest is, please go to her website. You see it on the screen there. It's ARK ark-funds.com, ark-funds.com. And then I'll just leave you with this. She to me is one of the top 5 active managers, not just on this channel, but probably in the world. Even if you Google Cathie Wood, and that's with an IE, she's on multiple podcasts literally every week. So, and she's, again, very transparent. She, as of 2019, ARK was recognized by the Fund Intelligence during the Mutual Fund Industry and ETF Awards in 2019, of course, for the ETF Suite of the Year. That means for her 5 ETFs, she won the ETF Suite of the Year. She also won the Active ETF of the Year in ARK, which is the Innovation ETF, and she also won ETF Innovation, and that was with ARK-G, and ARK-G is the genomic revolution. So with that said, guys, I'm glad you joined me. This is just a weekend edition, but I thought that you would find this very interesting. So with that being said, watch your 6, go hard in the paint. Cheers. We'll see you next time again. Have a great weekend. Well, good day, good evening, and whatever time it may be. We hope you enjoyed that video as much as we enjoyed making it. Please hit the like or the subscribe or leave a comment, because we love that feedback. And you know what we say. At the casino, you got to watch your 6 and you go hard in the paint, guys. Cheers. We'll see you next time.